Hello and welcome to Aberon's Armorial. Today, you will not be able to see my face. I apologize. I haven't figured out how to set the camera up quite right for that yet, but it'll work perfect for what we're going to talk about today, and that is more continuation of seals and other implements on the Herald's desk. I'm going to use this moment to talk about traditional wax sealing, signing, and how letters were sealed and how they can be sealed still to this day. So, without further ado, let us get started. Now, I'm going to use a couple of different things today. The first one being the easiest way I think there is to make a seal, and that is with a low-temp glue gun. And if you look here in the corner of the screen, you will see mine heating up. I have that plugged in because it takes a bit to get up to heat. And if you don't have one of these, they're super easy. You can find them at any craft store ever because, wax seals are popular now. They feed off these wax sticks. They're the same size as a glue stick. They come in, these ones come in packs of 3. I like them. They're easy. They're dirt cheap. But the wax is a really good quality, and it's almost rubbery or plasticky, so it doesn't crack as much, but it has a solid build to it. So if you were going to send this in the mail or something, it's not going to get broken by a machine, or the post office isn't going to freak out about it. If you are signing letters and you are mailing them through at least the U.S. postal system, make sure to sign your letter and then place it inside of another envelope. So there's that. Then we can cover seals. There's a lot of options for seals. If you're a herald or you're heraldically minded, a lot of people use things like this. This one is my main desk seal. It is the shield of my arms with my crossed herald's batons. This was a little expensive to have made, but it was worth it. I think it was about $75 once everything's done, but it's black and it's wood enameled. Comes apart in 2 pieces, which is really nice for if this ever gets gunky or something, I can take it apart to wash it or transport it, that sort of thing. So I keep that on my desk. The other one I have is an older one. I got this at a trade fair, a reenacting trade fair, and it's just a little heraldic beast. Could be a lion. Head's a little different. Could be a griffin. I don't really know what to call it. It's just kind of a weird amalgamation. 18th century heraldry, You could use, a standard beast. I've seen ones where they're just a simple animal or a flower or an initial. Various things work. If you have a signet rings usually are the crest off of your arms, sometimes with or without the motto. Those work really well, certainly as well. So there's that. Well, it looks like the glue gun started to heat up. So I'm going to talk about how I like to do wax seals, because they take a moment, and I'm going to switch this to the low temp now. So with these, it's kind of nice. You can drop your first bead. And the other thing about these, it allows you to control the wax. Now, personally, a lot of people disagree with me, but I like to have just enough wax to be about the same size as the actual seal itself. I'll use this little oval one first because that's how much glue came out. So when I do them, I make sure that I have it the right direction. But the nice thing with sealing wax is it's pretty forgiving when you first drop it, so if you need to shift it a little, it works. This is done, but I let the weight of the seal itself make the seal, and I leave it. You see people just stamp it down and pull it off, and that'll break the seal or it'll tear. I personally don't like doing that. I'm going to melt this so I can get this into the glue gun so it can continue. But I personally don't like doing that. I think if you make the seal and you leave the actual sealing device on there until the outer ring cools, it pops off easier, but it leaves a crisper impression. I'm also going to do one with the round seal while I'm waiting. Turn this sideways so you can see it. I like to do little swirls. You can start in the middle and let it naturally pull out, but if you want a little bit of control, you can do that with these glue guns, which is really nice. Some people think that there's a pattern that gets left behind in the glue. I have seen that happen, but it's not really a common occurrence. Make sure that's up the right way. But like I said, you can kind of rock it to make sure it lands. Oh, that wasn't a crisp seal. Well, what a shame. That one did turn out great. It happens, though. But I'm going to pull this off. And when you pull your seal off, you can put your fingers on the wax because it's cool enough. And you just kind of rock it. It'll pop right off. And there you go. It made a nice little seal. If you want to blow on the wax a little, you can. Holding the paper is nice, too. There you go. As you can see there, made a couple nice seals. turned out good. You know, they're not always the most round. That one was still a little wet, and I didn't realize that. Whoops. But yeah, so sealing letters, I always like to do one right in the middle. Some people do them off to the side. I don't know why they do that, but they do. But like I said, the glue gun is great for control. Now, if you want to do something a little more medieval, say you want a ribbon suspended on a document, there are multiple ways you can do that. If you want to do just a ribbon with a thing behind, I find the best piece, you know, some people use parchment paper or wax paper, though I think the best thing for these, if you want to make the seal lift off the paper, is this. And what this is the back half to some stamps. So if you have your regular stamps, this is the kind of paper, wax paper backing to it. But I like it because it's perforated in the middle, and if your seal gets stuck to it, you can pop it off easier because of that perforated back. So to do that, what I do is I take my length of ribbon, I set it on in the middle, I go ahead, I pour my wax. Now, if you want this to be even, you want to hold it right in the middle of that ribbon. The hard part is when it comes to the outside edge, it will want to pull up and go down the length of the ribbon instead of actually making a full round. So you actually have to control it to make that rounded edge. You have to give it enough room for itself to expand out. But like I said, you just twist your seal a little, move it around, and presto, it'll fit on the ribbon. But then you have it on that wax paper, it doesn't get on your desk, that sort of thing. And the nice thing too is if the paper is torn, it'll actually stop the wax from overflowing, which I really like. So you have that aspect of it. Now, while I wait for that to cool, I'm going to show how you put it at the bottom of a seal, because a lot of people have probably no doubt seen a little scroll with the wax seal at the bottom. How I do that is I measure where this is going to be, so I want this in the middle. And then I take a little sharp knife, a little patch knife of some sort, and I make an incision the length of that ribbon, or the width of that ribbon, sorry, down the paper. Now this can be done on actual parchment as well. And I make it a little wide, and then I make another one right above it. So once you have your hashed lines, you can lift up the paper a little bit. Or scored lines, sorry. Do that, you put your two slits in. Now you have two slits in the bottom of your paper, okay? What's great about that is you can break your seal off. So like I said, I pulled the seal off the thing, and now because it's on the wax, just pop it right off the back. There you go. See, it molded itself in. It's perfect. Got a seal. It'll be good enough. The other thing too is when you're doing this, make sure that the ends have been properly singed down, melted down. If you don't have anything to do it with, just do it with a lighter or a little butane lighter, something like that. So once you have that, it's pretty simple to just put it through. You want to go through your bottom slot first. You pull it out. And then you put it back through your top one. And this is how the seals are usually attached on the bottom of medieval documents, or even to this day, if you get something from the College of Arms, oftentimes it'll have a slit in the parchment, and that'll be carried. Now, you can just do it that way. I like to do it this way and then either tuck itself back under or drop a little bit of wax right here and fold it over, which I can do. It's actually really easy. You put one drop of wax on it like that. And I just usually take my seal to do it because it's so hot. But you can take your seal there, fold over your ribbon. Just use your seal to kind of press it down. Not to actually make an impression, but just to hold those two together. But that little bit of wax there is enough to make it thick enough that it won't just slide out the bottom. And you can't just yank it out the bottom of the paper now. So there's that. And now when you're done, you take your little scroll message, whatever it is, and roll it up and wrap your seal around. And boom, there you have your little Scroll and seal. The other thing that they used to do with these also, and I can show that briefly, is oftentimes the upper seal here, the upper part of the ribbon, would have a small hole cut right here. Just a little diamond shape or a little square shape hole right in the middle of the ribbon. And the reason they did that is because when they put the ribbon on, oftentimes the ribbon would come all the way back around and it would sit behind. And if you look at any medieval documents, this is how it will be done. But the ribbon was placed around all the way. And then when the seal was made, a little bit of that wax can go through that top layer, can be sealed down. And that allows the seal and the ribbon to be completely captive and self-contained. So that's a little tutorial on sealing wax, how to put everything together, how to use the wax glue guns, which are really nice, how to make seals on your envelopes. If you have any questions, as always, feel free to like, comment, or subscribe. And if you need any info or places to look for seals, if you're looking for a great starter set and you're in the U.S., I recommend Townsend's. They do more colonial 18th century, but they have an entire tab on their website devoted to 18th century writing. So they have quills, they have ink, they have parchment-esque paper, they have wax seals, they have they have everything you need. You can get a lot of seals custom made too on Etsy and stuff. That's where I got this one done. So find something that works for you. Find something you think you like. All in all, it's usually not that expensive to get into, but it's nice and it's a good touch to add to your letters in the end. If you like this video, please remember to like, subscribe. If you have any questions, comment, and I hope to see you on our next videos. Thank you.